Dear seeker, before we speak of techniques, philosophies, or ancient scriptures, let us pause for a moment. Allow yourself to arrive fully here, where you are, just as you are. In this very moment, the breath is moving, the body is present, and awareness is quietly witnessing it all. The Buddha's teachings on meditation and mindfulness were not offered to impress the intellect, nor to withdraw from the world. They were given as a compassionate response to a timeless human question: why do we suffer, even when we long for peace? More than 25 centuries ago, the Buddha observed that much of our distress does not come from life itself, but from how the mind clings, resists, and wanders. In response, he taught a path not of blind belief, but of direct seeing, a way to understand the mind by gently observing it. Buddhist meditation and mindfulness invite us to turn inward, not to escape reality, but to meet it with clarity and honesty. They ask us to slow down enough to notice what is usually overlooked: the fleeting nature of thoughts, the subtle rise and fall of emotions, and the quiet truth that nothing we grasp can remain unchanged. This practice is profoundly simple, yet deeply transformative. It does not require special conditions, beliefs, or identities. It only asks for sincerity, patience, and a willingness to observe experience as it unfolds moment by moment. In this video, we will walk this path together, step by step, exploring the foundations of Buddhist meditation and mindfulness as preserved in the ancient teachings. Please listen not as a passive observer, but as a fellow traveler. Let these words be pointers, not conclusions, guiding you gently back to your own direct experience. The purpose of meditation in Buddhism. Dear seeker, when approaching Buddhist meditation, it is important to begin with right understanding. Meditation, in the Buddha's teaching, is not practiced to suppress thoughts, escape responsibilities, or achieve extraordinary experiences. Its purpose is far more subtle and far more profound. The Buddha taught that human suffering arises not simply from external circumstances, but from the mind's habitual patterns, craving what is pleasant, resisting what is unpleasant, and misunderstanding the nature of reality. Meditation is the means by which these patterns are patiently observed and gradually released. In the ancient teachings, meditation is inseparable from wisdom. It trains the mind to see things as they truly are, rather than as we wish them to be. Through steady observation, the practitioner begins to recognize that all experiences, sensations, thoughts, emotions, and even identity itself, are constantly changing. What is changing cannot be securely held, and what cannot be held cannot provide lasting peace. Thus, the purpose of meditation is not to create a permanent state of calm, but to cultivate insight that leads to freedom from suffering. Calm may arise, joy may arise, and clarity may arise, but these are supportive conditions, not the final goal. Meditation also serves as a process of purification. As mindfulness deepens, unwholesome mental states such as greed, ill will, and confusion gradually lose their strength. In their place arise qualities praised by the Buddha: clarity, compassion, balance, and understanding. Ultimately, Buddhist meditation points toward liberation, freedom from compulsive reaction, freedom from identification with passing experiences, and freedom to respond to life with wisdom and kindness. This is the purpose for which the Buddha encouraged sincere practitioners to sit, observe, and understand. With this intention clearly held, we may now continue more deeply into the practice itself. Mindfulness, sati, the heart of the Buddha's path. Dear seeker, at the very center of Buddhist meditation stands mindfulness, known in the ancient teachings as sati. Without mindfulness, meditation becomes mechanical. With mindfulness, every moment becomes an opportunity for awakening. In its original sense, mindfulness does not mean constant thinking about the present. Rather, it is the quality of clear knowing, a steady awareness that recognizes what is happening in the body and mind without distortion, judgment, or attachment. It is the mind's ability to remain present while understanding experience as it unfolds. The Buddha described mindfulness as a form of remembering, not remembering the past, but remembering to be aware. When mindfulness is established, we begin to notice how thoughts arise on their own, how emotions change in intensity, and how sensations appear and disappear without our command. This simple observation gradually weakens the belief that we are in full control of experience. In the classical teachings, mindfulness is cultivated through 4 foundations: awareness of the body, awareness of feelings, awareness of the mind, and awareness of mental phenomena. These are not abstract categories, but direct fields of experience available in every moment of life. As mindfulness becomes continuous, the mind learns to pause before reacting. Instead of being pulled automatically by desire or aversion, we gain the space to respond with wisdom. This space is where freedom begins. Mindfulness is not meant to be limited to meditation sessions. The Buddha encouraged practitioners to be mindful while walking, standing, eating, speaking, and even in silence. In this way, mindfulness becomes a way of living rather than a technique. With mindfulness firmly established, the path of meditation unfolds naturally, leading from awareness to understanding and ultimately to liberation. Mindfulness of breathing, the gateway to inner stillness. Dear seeker, among all the meditation practices taught by the Buddha, mindfulness of breathing holds a special and enduring place. It is simple, always available, and profoundly effective. For this reason, the Buddha repeatedly recommended it as a foundation for both calm and insight. The breath requires no effort to create. It flows naturally, moment by moment, sustaining life without instruction. By gently bringing awareness to the breath, the mind is given a stable and neutral object, one that neither excites craving nor provokes resistance. In this simplicity, the mind begins to settle. In this practice, there is no need to control the breathing or alter its rhythm. The instruction is merely to know the breath as it is. When the breath is long, one knows it is long. When it is short, one knows it is short. When attention wanders, it is gently and patiently returned, without frustration, without judgment. Over time, this repeated act of returning builds steadiness. The scattered mind gradually gathers. The restless mind softens. As attention becomes continuous, the breath is experienced not only at a single point, but throughout the body, calming physical tension and mental agitation. The ancient teachings explain that mindfulness of breathing naturally gives rise to joy, tranquility, and clarity. These states are not forced. They emerge when the mind is no longer pulled in many directions. With calm established, the mind becomes fit for deeper observation. Through the breath, the practitioner directly experiences impermanence. Each inhalation arises and passes away. Each exhalation does the same. In this way, breathing becomes a living lesson in the nature of change. Thus, mindfulness of breathing is more than a technique. It is a doorway, leading from distraction to presence, from agitation to calm, and from calm to understanding. Sight meditation, seeing reality as it truly is. Dear seeker, when the mind has been gently steadied through mindfulness and calm, meditation naturally deepens into insight, known in the Buddha's teachings as vipassana. This stage of practice is not about creating special states, but about seeing clearly what has always been present. In insight meditation, awareness is turned toward experience itself. Sensations in the body, feelings of pleasure or discomfort, movements of thought, and shifts of emotion are observed as they arise and pass away. Nothing is pushed away, and nothing is held onto. Each experience is simply known. Through this steady observation, the practitioner begins to recognize fundamental truths. Experiences do not remain fixed. Thoughts appear without invitation and disappear without command. Feelings change, sometimes subtly, sometimes abruptly. Even the sense of I that seems so solid is revealed to be a stream of changing processes. The Buddha described this clear seeing through 3 universal characteristics: impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and non-self. What arises must pass away. What passes away cannot provide lasting fulfillment. What cannot be held cannot truly be called mine, or me. This understanding is not reached through reasoning alone. It matures through repeated, direct experience. Each moment of clear observation weakens attachment. Each moment of non-clinging brings a quiet sense of ease. As insight develops, suffering is no longer fueled by ignorance. The mind learns to let go naturally, without force. Fear lessens, reactivity softens, and wisdom becomes embodied rather than conceptual. Insight meditation, then, is the heart of liberation in Buddhism. It transforms knowledge into understanding and understanding into freedom, gently, patiently, and in accordance with the nature of things as they truly are. Loving kindness and compassion, softening the heart. Dear seeker, the Buddha never taught meditation as a practice of cold observation alone. Alongside mindfulness and insight, he placed great emphasis on the cultivation of the heart. Loving kindness and compassion are not optional additions to the path. They are essential supports for genuine freedom. In Buddhist meditation, loving kindness begins with a simple intention, the sincere wish for well-being. One starts gently, often with oneself, not out of selfishness, but out of recognition that a tense and self-critical mind cannot easily extend kindness to others. From this foundation, goodwill is gradually extended to friends, neutral persons, difficult individuals, and eventually to all beings without exception. This practice softens inner resistance and heals emotional wounds that mindfulness alone may expose. Where insight reveals suffering, compassion responds to it. Where anger arises, loving kindness offers balance. Over time, the heart learns to remain open, even in the presence of pain. The Buddha also taught compassion as a natural response to understanding. When mindfulness makes us aware that all beings experience uncertainty, fear, and loss, the sense of separation weakens. We begin to see others not as obstacles or threats, but as fellow travelers shaped by conditions. Loving kindness meditation is not a denial of reality. It does not ignore injustice or suffering. Rather, it strengthens the mind so that wisdom can function without bitterness and clarity can exist without cruelty. As these qualities mature, they protect the practitioner from imbalance. Insight without compassion can become dry. Compassion without wisdom can become exhausting. Together, they form a stable and humane path. In cultivating loving kindness and compassion, meditation becomes not only a path to personal liberation, but a quiet offering of peace to the world. Bringing mindfulness into daily life, the living practice. Dear seeker, Buddhist meditation was never intended to remain confined to silent, sitting alone. The Buddha consistently reminded his disciples that true practice continues in every posture and every activity. Mindfulness finds its fullest expression in daily life. When awareness is carried beyond the meditation cushion, ordinary actions become opportunities for understanding. Walking is known as walking. Eating is known as eating. Speaking is known as speaking. Through this simple clarity, life is met directly, without the constant overlay of distraction and mental commentary. In daily life, mindfulness reveals habitual reactions. We begin to notice how impatience arises in moments of delay, how desire appears in moments of pleasure, and how aversion forms when circumstances do not align with expectations. Instead of being immediately acted upon, these patterns are seen, understood, and gradually weakened. The Buddha taught that mindfulness supports ethical conduct naturally. When we are aware of our intentions, speech becomes more careful, actions become more considerate, and harm is less likely to occur. Wisdom does not have to be forced, it grows from attention. Even difficult moments become teachers. Pain, disappointment, and conflict are no longer interruptions to practice, but essential parts of it. Mindfulness allows these experiences to be met with steadiness rather than resistance. Over time, this continuity of awareness transforms one's relationship with life itself. The mind becomes less reactive, more spacious, and increasingly balanced. Peace is no longer dependent on perfect conditions, it arises from understanding. In this way, meditation matures into a way of living. Each moment, however ordinary, becomes a step on the path. When mindfulness is present, the path is always beneath your feet. Dear seeker, as we come to the end of this reflection on Buddhist meditation and mindfulness, it is worth remembering that the path you have heard described is not meant to be completed in a single sitting, nor fully understood through words alone. These teachings are invitations, quiet, patient, and deeply personal. The Buddha reminded his followers that progress on this path unfolds gradually, much like the steady filling of a vessel, drop by drop. Moments of clarity may come and go. Periods of ease may alternate with difficulty. None of this is a sign of failure. It is simply the nature of a path rooted in understanding rather than force. Meditation and mindfulness ask only for sincerity. Each time you return to the breath, observe a thought without clinging, or meet an emotion with kindness, the path is being walked. Nothing is wasted. Even moments of distraction become teachers when they are known with awareness. It is also important to remember that this path is not about becoming someone else. It is about seeing clearly what is already here, this body, this mind, this moment, and relating to it with wisdom and compassion. Meditation and mindfulness ask only for sincerity. Each time you return to the breath, observe a thought without clinging, or meet an emotion with kindness, the path is being walked. Nothing is wasted. Even moments of distraction become teachers when they are known with awareness. It is also important to remember that this path is not about becoming someone else. It is about seeing clearly what is already here, this body, this mind, this moment, and relating to it with wisdom and compassion. Liberation, in the Buddha's teaching, is not an escape from life, but a freedom within it. If you choose to continue this practice, do so gently. Let patience guide you. Let curiosity replace judgment. Allow understanding to grow naturally, in its own time. May your mindfulness deepen. May your heart remain open. May your practice lead you toward peace, clarity, and freedom from suffering. Thank you for walking this path, even briefly, together.